For the Late AM show, I'm Jack Roach.
And I'm Jennifer Roach.
We're here with this week's news, but remember, the moment you hear a joke that you like, please like and subscribe. Jennifer, you got anything else to say?
Nope, let's get to it.
All right. At the top of our show, a container ship got stuck in the Suez Canal this week, crippling the ocean trade. The ship, called the Ever Given, ran aground and is wedged in there sideways, kind of like that time you got high and ate an entire package of string cheese. It's amazing to me that in the year 2021, we can bring the economy to its knees with a little bit of mud. So good luck, little digger. I hope you do a better job than the Metamucil I took the next morning.
George R.R. Martin has signed a new major 5-year deal with HBO and HBO Max. When asked for comment, Martin said, "Anything to keep me from having to finish The Winds of Winter."
I'm really looking forward to that book.
Me too.
Kylie Jenner made a whole lot of people internet upset, which is the most impotent sort of upset, when she asked her fans to donate to her makeup artist following a nasty car wreck. Jenner donated $5,000 to the fund, which has a goal of $60,000. But to put it in perspective, Jennifer is estimated to make $450,000 a day, so she could have topped out the fund in about 3 hours. That's like when Smokey tells me I have to prevent forest fires. Bitch, you're a bear. You chase off those irresponsible campers. What do you want me to do? Tweet judgmentally?
I know, right? Jessica Walter, beloved actress from Arrested Development and Archer, has died at the age of 80. Walter was best known for her roles as Lucille Bluth and Mallory Archer. Also passing away this week is children's author Beverly Cleary at 104. I guess 2021 is trying to catch up to last year in bummer headlines. Someone is keeping tabs on Betty White and Dolly Parton though, right?
On it. Utah, whose state motto is "Stop touching yourself," passed a law that would require cell phones to filter out porn. Thankfully, the law would only go into effect if 5 other fun-loving states said, "Yeah, we don't like naked ladies either." If you take the porn off my smartphone, you may as well hand me one of those old Ikea phones that never died and lasted a month on a charge. Most of my time on my phone is either looking at porn or covering the screen so other people can't see me looking at porn, and that's just at work.
HR called, by the way. Sharon Osbourne has left the CBS talk show The Talk after she defended racist misogynist and her close personal friend, Piers Morgan. Ms. Osbourne said she felt as if she were about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist. No, that's not it, Sharon. It's because Piers Morgan is clearly the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2 and he won't own up to it. 3 storage unit facilities in LA were broken into and thieves made off with over $1 million worth of items belonging to none other than Queen Bey Beyoncé. The burglars swiped expensive handbags and dresses, plus kids' toys, photos, and other valuables. According to sources, the robbers left 1 box of Bey belongings in the unit and left a note that said, "To the left, to the left. Everything you own in a box to the left."
2 Maryland police officers made headlines this week when they didn't shoot a guy. The officers responded to a call by a man having what they described as a mental health crisis at a gas station, but managed to get his family to come pick him up. Isn't it a sad state that not shooting him is what got them in the news? I haven't shot anyone in weeks and no one's sending me thank you cards.
It's in the mail. Thank you for not shooting me this week.
So far. With coronavirus deaths falling, obesity-related illnesses are looking to take back their #1 spot. And here to help is Krispy Kreme. The donut chain will give anyone with a vaccine card indicating they have had at least 1 shot a free donut per day for the rest of the year. So take that, COVID. I'm getting diabetes. Again.
Yeah. The trailer for the new Suicide Squad movie dropped this week. Nobody really wanted a new Suicide Squad movie, but Hollywood needed some way to still get work for Pete Davidson and Katy Perry's Left Shark.
IRS researchers found that the top 1% of earners didn't report 20% of their earnings. That's all? My assumption was you don't get to be in the top 1% by telling the government exactly how much money you owe them. I mean, hell, Zoom, one of the best known companies during the pandemic, didn't pay a cent to the federal government in 2020. Meanwhile, my dumbass is telling the truth and hoping they give me a little bit of my money back so I can pay the mortgage. I'm in the wrong percent.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, remember Tiger King? Joe Exotic's 25-year-old husband, Dylan Passage, just revealed that he has filed for divorce. The almost former Mr. Exotic says that the presidential pardon we were all waiting for never came and our hopes were dashed. I remain in support of Joe and want to be there for him, he said in a post. Apparently, Joe Exotic was so sure that Trump would pardon him in the final days of his presidency that he had a limo outside waiting for him every day, just in case. Oh, in case you've forgotten the fun part of quarantine last year, Joe Exotic is serving a 22-year prison sentence for conspiring to have self-made widow Carol Baskin murdered. For those of you keeping track, this is the third husband that Joe Exotic has lost, although Dylan is taking a less explosive way out. It's been a real roller coaster ride this week for Jensen Karp, the comedian and author who discovered shrimp tails in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. Before his discovery of sugar-coated shrimpies went viral, Karp was best known as the dude who gets to bang Topanga, and also for his short stint as a child rapper named Hot Carl. General Mills apologized at first and promised to investigate, and then responded that the things he found were actually accumulations of sugar particles and not shrimp tails. Things got weirder in communication between Karp and General Mills when the cereal manufacturer was like, hey, we'll take that weird cereal from you to look into it. And Karp basically called them Hydra and wouldn't turn the cereal over. Shit got even weirder later in the week when a slew of people came out of the woodwork to air their grievances against Mr. Topanga, calling him a liar, an intellectual property thief, an emotional abuser, and basically a piece of shit. Ha ha ha, my quickly deleted subtweet yesterday said, oh no, I can't follow the latest viral saga because I was blocked because I was not gracious enough after a surprise threesome. But before I was told to be careful I would never work in this town again, tweeted screenwriter Stephanie Mickus. The amount of women who DM'd me with stories today, let alone the ones I've known about for years and talked to about our shared experiences. Oh Lord. Actress Melissa Stetton also blasted Karp for his treatment of her when they dated. What you may not know about the man behind the viral posts. What, like he's a manipulative, gaslighting, narcissistic ex-boyfriend who once told me he was surprised I hadn't killed myself because my life was so worthless, wrote Stetton, getting lots of texts from girls still in therapy over his terror. At least we had this fun little club. Women aren't the only ones coming after Karp. Podcaster and comedian John Cullen claims that Karp stole his intellectual property. Next thing you know, Shrimp Man will claim that he found the podcast idea and name he stole from us in a bag of Cheerios, Cullen wrote. Anyway, all that to say, next time you find some shrimp in your cereal, just eat it and keep your mouth shut. The popular NBC sitcom Superstore aired its series finale on Thursday. The show followed employees of a fictional Walmart-style store as they navigate the intersection between personal lives and customer service. Reports indicate the actors were laid off when they demanded $15 an hour and will be replaced with machines that tell you when to laugh.
A developer in the UK tried to get sneaky and tear down the historic pub to put up a high-rise when no one's looking. The town council is not amused, and rather than just fining the company, is forcing them to rebuild it brick by brick. You know, what Biden's having to do with America.
Ain't that the truth? In an interview with James Corden on The Late Late Show, Chrissy Teigen revealed that the craziest place she and hubby John Legend have had sex was at a bathroom at the Democratic National Convention. Chrissy was asked this question several years ago at the Grammys and referred to the DNC as that Obama thing. And she wanted to clarify that Barack and Michelle Obama were not involved in their tryst. She explained, I need to clear it up because one time at the Grammys, I had said that we had had sex at that Obama thing, and that came out wrong. Because what I actually meant was, it was at that Obama thing, but it wasn't with them or near them. Bitch, are you telling me that I've wasted the last 10 years of my life searching for a Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Barack and Michelle Obama four-way sex tape that doesn't exist? Now what am I supposed to do with my life?
He put the D in DNC, huh? Now I understand why Bernie Sanders wore those mittens to the inauguration.
Yeah, sticky surfaces. Emma Stone had a baby with her husband and hasn't even bothered to tell us its name or sex. In fact, she kept her marriage and pregnancy a secret all along. Emma, how dare you? I've supported you since Easy A, and you can't even be bothered to tell me when you get knocked up. That's it. You're off the Christmas card list.
A scientist says that pollution is making our penises shrink. And to think, I've been telling you it's just cold for the past 20 years. Now, I did look it up. Emma Stone was in our favorite movie, Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, before Easy A, but I'm not sure anybody would know what we were talking about.
Yeah, nobody saw that movie. But if you have seen Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, shout out. It's the best.
And Easy A is a treasure.
It is.
Dr. Anthony Fauci said he was stupefied that half of Republicans won't get any coronavirus vaccines. Tony, Trump called you an idiot and a disaster when talking to all his supporters. Surely you recall that. I'm still thinking about when Melissa called me stinky in 2nd grade, and I'm convinced she's right, and that's why I'm not getting laid. We're going to have to sneak the vaccine into their food like we do dogs' heartworm medicine. Shoot it into a Big Mac, tell them it's got extra creatine or something, and see how it goes. Just pretend a good third of the country is idiots and another third hate you, and you'll be a lot less disappointed. But Donald Trump called into Fox News this week to say that the rioters during the January 6th insurrection weren't violent. They were just hugging and kissing the police. So they weren't viciously beating the cops to death. They were raping them. Got it. Dominion Systems, which makes voting machines, has had enough. The company is suing Fox News for $1.6 billion and Sidney Powell for $1.3 billion. Powell is taking interest in defense, arguing that, quote, no reasonable person, unquote, would have believed her. That's like me telling my wife, of course I was just kidding about putting it in your butt. You know I can't get an erection anyway. But speaking of what reasonable people believe, a recent poll shows that 31% of Republican voters believe their party supported the new coronavirus relief bill, even though it didn't get a single Republican vote. Remember, these are the same people who hated Obamacare but loved the Affordable Care Act, even though they're the same thing. Where are these people getting their political news from? Highlights magazine? Maybe we should sneak into their houses and put a parental block on Fox News and see what happens. We'll have a $15 minimum wage by Easter.
A new study shows that both men and women think women exaggerate the level of pain they experience, which could impact their healthcare treatment. Here to comment is women's doctor Victor Imadick.
It's actually Imadink, but thank you. It's lovely to be here. Is there a man here to talk to? I find him easier to deal with.
I'm afraid it's just me. Now, what's your takeaway from this study?
Well, the woman's body is a mystery. A beautiful, marvelous mystery, but mystery nonetheless. No one truly understands it. Least of all, women.
Well, aren't you a doctor?
Of course. And I specialize in the female body, so you can see I'm quite the expert. For example, did you know that women don't have prostates? I just learned that last week in the journal.
I think everyone knows that.
Well, I didn't. And to think I've been giving women over 40 prostate exams during their annual visit. No wonder I was getting such poor reviews online.
So, when a woman visits your clinic with complaints of pain, how do you diagnose them?
Well, we have a number scale, right? Number 1 is the lowest, and that's roughly the pain of pinching your finger when you lower your hood on the car. Number 10 is the highest pain imaginable, which is like when a baseball slips past your catcher's mitt and hits you in the frankenbeans. Oh, sorry, I forget. I'm talking to a lay person. The tentacles.
That scale seems to be biased towards men, don't you think?
Exactly. So to treat a woman, I take the number they tell me and divide it in half.
In half? Why?
Because women are always troubled by their monthly shame. Either they're experiencing their 10 days of flowing, or the 10 days of PMS before that, or the 10 days afterwards of cleaning the filth out.
Cleaning the filth out? Okay, I don't understand.
That's because you're not a doctor. It is imperative for a woman to clean out her no-no parts for the 10 days after her unpleasantness with vinegar, Lysol, or mouthwash. That way it remains pleasant for a man, you see.
But the vagina...
Oh, such filth, you say. Our standards truly have fallen, haven't they?
The vagina is self-cleaning, and PMS and periods don't last for 10 days each.
I tell that to my wife. Every time I offer to give her what I call an at-home prostate check, she tells me, oh no, Victor, I am visited by my Aunt Flo, or I must prepare for Aunt Flo's arrival. She is very open with me because I am doctor.
Maybe she just doesn't enjoy having sex with you.
Well, of course she doesn't. Women do not enjoy the sex. It is known. Anytime you are told women enjoy the sex, they are trying to sell you marital aids like condoms or vacuums. In truth, women find the sex disgusting, as do I.
You find sex disgusting?
Of course, it is truly unpleasant. But it's healthy, like Brussels sprouts, so one must do it. Now, my wife and I, as I said before, don't have healthy sexual life. But every day, I take my vitamins, brush my teeth, and set the mood for the love-taking. I pour each of us a glass of apple cider vinegar, turn the lights all the way up, and put on mood music. Limp Biscuits.
And she doesn't respond well to this?
No, it is most confusing. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect she must be a lesbian.
You know, it's very homophobic to assume that just because a woman doesn't want to have sex with you, that she must be gay.
Is not phobic, is science. Did you know that 90% of all women are lesbians?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Is right. I ask. I say, would you rather have the sex with me or with the Scarlett Johansson? And 90% say Johansson.
Well, what about the other 10%?
Oh, these poor suicidal women, so tragic. They say they would rather die. Very sad, very sad.
Thank you, Dr. Emadick. I'll keep all that in mind.
Thank you for your time. And remember, back to front. Lil Nas X has dropped a new video which features him, among other things, grinding on the devil. Of course, this got a lot of people mad. So mad they watched it over and over, just to figure out how mad they should be. Apparently so mad they could cry, judging by all the tissues on the floor when they were done. It was a masturbation joke.
Oh, okay. I didn't get it. In the most Florida news I saw this week, a parent was arrested after showing up at school with a boxing glove superglued to her hand and beating a student with her daughter. In the most un-Florida news I saw this week, a teacher in the Sunshine State was fired for using medical marijuana as prescribed. Florida, you messy bitches, make up your mind.
I warned you guys about this. Georgia signed into law a new bill that makes it harder to vote while black. Provisions law make it illegal to pass out water to people waiting in line to vote. Also illegal? Voting Democrat. I'm hoping the Supreme Court smacks this one down, but the last guy stacked the justices with the Legion of Doom, so I don't know where this country is headed. But I hope it still has jalapeno poppers.
Ooh, me too.
Well, that's all the news we have this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Jennifer, are there any audio-only versions of this show?
Yes, there are. You can find audio-only versions of our show wherever you download your favorite podcasts. We'll be there.
And if you prefer to stay on YouTube, please like and subscribe and leave a comment about who's prettier. It was me. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay sane, and have a great morning. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Sunshine State.
I didn't.
Sunshine State.
Shun.
Shun.